answer today. What are toxins? Anybody know what a toxin is? We don't need to answer just yet. Anybody know where they are? Everybody know where they are? They're everywhere. And how do we fix it? Alright, well, my work here is done. I am out real early today. Yes, there is no fixing the death part. I will give you that one. Okay, so what is a toxin?
Anything not good for your body.
Is that a fair definition? Do we like that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's close.
A substance or chemical harmful or damaging to the body. Very good. I like
Pretty
that.
simple.
We'll be through this in about 17 minutes if we keep rolling like this. There we go. All right, so it all comes down to the environment. Think of your body as the environment, if you will. This is the body with health. What's the body right here? Without health. I don't have anything to give you right now, but if I did, I'd give you something. So, if the body is fully alive and healthy, what do we not deal with?
Headaches.
Keep going. Let me hear them. Disease, headaches, disease. What else?
Mind fog.
Mind fog. Come on, give me some
Stress.
symptoms. Stress, sleep problems,
Infertility.
pain,
Infertility.
infertility. So when the body is fully healthy, alive, and functioning at 100%, we don't really deal with symptoms. And if they pop up, we're able to fight them off. What happens if the body's not able to fight anything off? Where does that go? What does that lead to? Everybody knows somebody who's passed away from, name something.
Cancer.
Cancer. What else? What's another big one?
Heart disease.
Heart disease, diabetes, you name it. So, the environment, our body, if we're alive and fully healthy, we're taking care of everything. However, when we start to add in toxicity, sodas, foods, and things of this nature, what happens to the environment? We start to do what? Deteriorate. And as the body begins to deteriorate, what happens with time?
We die.
Go back.
You guys are killing me. So the idea is that we have to take care of the environment. So we take this image here, and we allow the rats and the mice to come in, and what happens, Dr. Nicole?
That's where disease takes over.
And what do we need to do if we want to make sure that we eliminate disease?
Clean up the environment. Yep. So that's the awesome thing about our body is that we're always adapting, right? And it's when we stop adapting that we get sick. But we stop adapting when we have too much of that trash inside of us for too long. Or you have an exorbitant amount in a short period of time. So like who's ever drank way too much alcohol in a night and woke up the next day hungover? Yeah. So that's that like short term, you had way too much and you woke up the next day and now you're feeling it.
Yeah.
Or even you were feeling it the night before because when you're drunk, that's just, you're overloaded with toxins, right? So that's like, most of us know that on that short term level, but what we're talking about today, the things on the table, this is those little bits just being thrown at us over and over and over, and because there's so much in our environment, we can't clean it out and end up here. So we're going to take baby steps to get our bodies to this place. So our body is meant to detox.
Is it?
I think so.
Is the body meant to, true or false, the body meant to detox?
True.
Okay, so this image is telling you the cycle of detoxification, if you will. How do toxins get into the body? Why do we store toxins in fat cells? Anybody know? Why would the body say, you know what, let's store toxins in fat cells?
Because that's the hardest for us to get rid of.
That's a very.
Well, that's my choice.
Okay, that's a good statement, and I actually want to expand on that in just a moment. But why does it put them in fat cells?
What were you going to say?
I mean, my thought is like, if it's not in your liver or any of the other things that you need to function, more importantly, like if it's in a fat cell, it's almost a safer place because it's not accessing.
Safety.
Yeah.
That's the reason. Fat cells are excess storage. The body, you don't need it, so the body has to hide it somewhere, put it somewhere in order for protection. Well, the body says, you know what, we got this toxicity in here. They've had this fat cell sitting there for a week, a month, a year. Let's stick it into that closet because nobody ever checks there. The reason why, to what you're saying, the reason why we have difficulty with weight loss is because those cells are toxic. The fat cells are toxic, so you have to break down the toxicity in order to get rid of the fat. Yes, exactly. You were on the right track. That's where excess toxins get stored.
So when we store them, over time it builds and builds and builds, they leak out into the body, and then that's where we can end up with any of these diseases or symptoms. And I'm not saying that toxicity is the only cause of cancer. These are all of the things that this built up with something else can lead to this. But we have people that come in with headaches all the time, and we start detoxing them, getting their nervous system working properly, and the headaches go away. So toxicity can be a cause of headaches. Does that make sense?
So what are we exposed to before 9 a.m.? Think about all the products you use. You get up, you go to the bathroom. What do most people do before they go to work in the morning?
Brush your teeth, have coffee, take a shower, put on deodorant, wash your face, put on makeup.
Does everybody do that au naturel? Like I go into the shower, I don't turn the water on, I'm just gonna give myself a quick scrub, wash my hair, I'm gonna pretend to brush my teeth. No, right? We use what? Toothpaste. Let me do this. Raise your hand if you use soap in the shower. Everybody, right? Now keep your hand up if you also use a shampoo. Keep your hand up if you use a conditioner. 3. Keep your hand up if you use something else that I don't know the name of, because I don't use it. And anything else, a salt scrub, or anything like. Last time we did this talk, somebody was like, well, I think I have 13 products that I use. There's like, one's an elbow scrub, there's a hand scrub, there's a thigh. So if you actually take a look at one of these products, at any of them, and then you consider that they have, can I read the first line?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna read the first line of Senior Dove Sensitive Skin here. Sodium lauryl isothianate. Anybody know what that means?
No.
All right, we got some scientists here. Stearic acid, lauric acid, sodium oleate water, sodium isothianate, sodium stearate, cocoa midopropyl betaine, glycerin. Oh, that was 2 lines. Okay.
You should practice.
Now, if you consider that had 3 more lines on it, that's a bar soap. And then we have a shampoo, a conditioner. See, I use an all-in-one, so I don't have to worry about the trifecta. No, okay. But the idea being that if you start to consider every time you use a product, so they said the estimate is what, 100,000?
100,000 chemicals.
100,000 chemicals are what we essentially come into contact with throughout the course of the day. From the time we wake up to the time we go to bed, we're going to come in from what we utilize, from what we touch, what we breathe. Now, some estimates are larger, but the reality is, I don't care if you came in and you said it was $1 trillion. The reality is, we have toxicity there, and we want to do something about it. So the number isn't important. The reality of knowing how to do that is what really matters.
Yep, so we're just going to go through a couple of places where we find most common sources of toxins, name of the slide. Yeah, so that's what they are.
That's what they are.
That's what they are. So water quality is so important. How much water do we absorb when we take a shower?
Anybody notice that?
Oh, you
8
just
cups.
told me.
What is it?
8 cups.
She was listening.
Oh,
Alright.
Give her a round of applause.
8 cups of soapy water.
What do we want?
Yeah,
First
that's
15 minutes.
Yeah,
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that is.
Oh yeah, I don't care. Yeah, we absorb that water. Does anybody have a filter on their shower? Or a whole home filter? Yeah. So, and we're absorbing all of this through our body. And right now in Jacksonville, we have the same amount of chlorine in our water that you should have in a swimming pool.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. It was
Okay, I'm
it was
sorry. We're like 2 parts per million off.
like 0.1 or
We had a guy putting a filter in at the other office we were at, and he tested it, and he said you're almost at as much chlorine as would be in a swimming pool. We would drink water from a swimming pool.
So they did a study a few years back. Was it may have been around COVID time. I think it was around COVID time. But what they found were there were in the Florida region, there were narcotics, pharmaceutical medications that were not getting filtered out of the actual water. So when people were drinking tap water, when I say that, listen, even though you may not take a medication, you're actually taking a medication, it's truthful, because who in here has never had a glass of water at a restaurant? Raise your hand. You know where that water typically comes from in a restaurant? Unless they got a gigantic flashing neon sign outside that says, we've got the clearest, reverse osmosis, remineralized, super water. No restaurants are doing that. You're getting tap water typically when you go to most restaurants. So if you don't feel like you're being exposed to the things that people that are drinking tap water at home are, if you go to restaurants, you are. Diligence is a big part of it. So did we go through the water filter part?
No, so I was gonna let you talk about because you love your water filters.
So water filters. I am a massive fan of water filters. Is some filtration better than no filtration?
Yes.
Any day of the week. If you are not using any version of a water filter, I would highly recommend starting with something. Something beats something. I don't care if it's the Brita or if it's the whatever the local
Don't get the
specialist.
Brita.
No?
No.
Here we
it's
go.
a waste.
Here we go.
If you're gonna get a pitcher, I have a pitcher, clearly filtered, it's $80 for the pitcher, might sound like a lot, but it's not. And I get one thing sent to me quarterly filter, so 4 times a year, and it's $45 4 times a year. And that's cleans everything out of the water, because I rent my house, so I can't put something in my house like Dr. Jim has. It's called Clearly Filtered.
If you live in a home that you can put in something a little bit of higher quality, that's a brother-sister jab right there. It's been an ongoing argument. This right here, the Aquasana, they sell if you're not going to do a full home water situation, if you can afford to, or you have the ability to do a full water system that covers your drinking water, your bath water, and so forth, fantastic. If you don't, Aquasana sells a reverse osmosis system that is, I think, selling right now for about $225. It takes, if you hired a plumber, it would probably take an hour. My dad my dad used to run a commercial plumbing company. We did it in, I think, like 7 minutes. No, I'm kidding.
Did you break something in that?
I did break something in the process. I think I broke the water line in the process. Had to run outside, shut off the main. It was a whole thing.
Should have hired a plumber.
Should I? I got my dad standing over there. Yeah, do that. The reason why we filter water is because of what's in it. I mean, there's no secret that there are different layers. Do we all understand that there's different versions of water when it comes to health? All right. So
Does anybody still use Teflon pans?
don't answer that.
It's okay if you do. Because, you don't?
Good answer. I have no idea. That's
Do you cook?
Barely. Do you have pans that
Look,
have
I do, I don't know what it is.
this black coating on the inside? Okay.
shiny.
I don't think so.
Okay. They're bad. They're carcinogenic. Gosh, what's that word?
Did you
But
guys
it's not
ever
been
talk?
peeling off of mine. It's not been peeling off of
It's
that.
still bad.
Okay, but it could be the Teflon if there's nothing like that scratchiness.
If it's black and not really heavy.
Yeah, cast
Well,
iron.
that's-
Well explained, yeah.
She
Really
has a
heavy.
picture of it. We'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we have all of these symptoms listed here, but it is carcinogenic, which is, I mean, I would much rather have a headache than cancer. So you're gonna wanna switch out for things like stainless steel. There are some healthier ceramic ones, but you absolutely cannot have it scratched, or cast iron. Has anybody ever heard, like, where they used to put birds in the mines to see if it was safe to go in there?
Yes.
So there was a study a few years back where they did it, the bird with the pan, and they scratched the pan and let the fumes come off and it killed the bird.
Oh, wow.
That's how dangerous these are. So if you do have these,
Check them.
yeah, Amazon, Target, whoever, it's stainless steel. If you're used to nonstick, takes a little getting used to because it's not nonstick. But if you have stuff sticking in it, you can throw white vinegar in there, heat it up really hot, and it will come right off. So
Can I add something?
yeah,
What happens to things when we heat them?
they get hot.
What happens? You said burn?
Breakdown.
They break down. What happens when they break down? What do they turn into? If you think of water. If I put water in a pan and I start to heat it and
Steam.
turns into a what? Who said it?
Gas.
Gas. What happens to metal before it breaks down or in the process of breaking down? What does it give off?
Gas.
Gas. Anybody ever walking like I smell plastic burning?
Yes.
So that's gas. Well, there's a reason why most Teflon or what I will refer to as dangerous chemistry or metals have a warning not to overheat or not to leave exposed on heat. You know what happens? Because what they found was that the vapors and the fumes that come off of it, what does that go to? The brain, the body, the tissues. That's where the part of where the bird study came in. Is the pan itself, the chemicals will give off fumes and vapors that will lead to the headaches and nausea and the things of that nature.
So where does cast iron fall in?
About as good as it gets, if not the best. There's some argument there, but yeah, as long as you're using cast iron, in my opinion, you have nothing to be concerned with.
So microplastics. Why are microplastics so bad?
And they break down too.
Yeah, and they stay in us. They have forever chemicals in them.
Well,
Yeah, and then phthalates. That's one of the chemicals that they use to keep the plastic together. So when it breaks down inside of us, it releases. And I think I might have told you, a couple people the other day, when that releases in our body, it goes to the receptor sites on our cells where hormones are supposed to be pulled in. I had told you about that the other day. Blocks that receptor site. So then you have estrogen or men testosterone, us ladies testosterone too, floating around in our bloodstream, and they can't get into the cells because it's blocked by the phthalates. So then we have these hormones floating around in our body, and our body will stop producing them because it thinks we have enough. And then that's where hormone imbalance can start. So for us, ladies, men, it's important for you too, but it affects us more. Getting away from the plastics is super important. So if you are drinking out of a plastic water bottle every day, or you find yourself buying them a lot, go buy a stainless steel bottle. You can get them at Five Below now that actually say on there like free of bad stuff. So you can get them for pretty cheap these days. So
I love talking about I'm kidding. You want to take this one?
Amy, do you know why cosmetics are so bad?
Don't wanna hear this.
Because they clog the pores first off, so then you can't get things to go away because they're all clogged, like the receptors in your other parts of the body.
Okay, yeah,
So they're all mostly commodogenic instead of non-commodogenic.
yeah. Majority of them contain heavy metals,
Oh, good.
like lead.
The
Have you heard of
sparkle
lead
and all that
poisoning?
eyeshadow.
Oh.
Does anybody know where lead is stored in the body?
Liver?
In your bones.
Oh, I did know.
Yeah. So you could Google like X-rays of
That's why they're so
someone
strong.
with lead poisoning, and you'll see
Superman.
long bones, right? Yep. You'll see like the coloring, discoloring on the X-rays. So you can wear makeup; it's totally fine. Just look for a more natural alternative, which the blue packet I think has some more natural alternatives to stuff like that in there. With that stuff, we try to give you guys brands, but it's difficult because
Even this.
I was talking to somebody about this. I was using Native shampoo and conditioner, and Procter & Gamble bought them out, and then changed. Yeah, we were talking about that, and then they changed the formula. So then I had to go find a new. So we'll get into how to figure out what to buy here in a minute.
Tubes and Co.
Hmm?
Tubes and Co is super clean.
Tubes.
TOUPEX
Uh-huh.
and Co.
Yeah,
Okay.
some of these, we put this together 5 months ago, I think, 6 months ago.
Last year for our talk.
Oh, this was the last, oh, yeah, so some of these, there's even some brands in here that now that I know that have been bought out there.
So wearing makeup isn't necessarily, it's not gonna kill you, but we wanna find a more natural, we're not gonna die. We wanna find a
It's a
more
piece of the
natural
puzzle.
brand. And with all of this stuff, you can't be perfect. If you try to be, you're gonna drive yourself insane. So like we say, the 80-20 rule is a great way to go, but even if, say you go to buy new blush, and you find one that's 80% okay, where your last one was
20.
just bad all around, you're doing better than you were before. And that's the whole name of the game when it comes to toxicity, because we are surrounded so much with this stuff. So on to cleaners and disinfectants.
Oh, well, that's.
Poison control.
Oh, boy, I don't even have, moving on. No, so, let's see, where's it at? Let me find it. I can't get in there, can I? Cleaners and disinfectants. The reason why most of them will tell you to utilize it in what kind of a room? Open and ventilated. And if you come into what kind of contact? Eyes, skin, nose, in any way, shape, or form, contact or immediately go to the sink and clean and then contact your. So the reason why is not because these are very good for you. It's because if you open the cap and you drink it, you will what?
Die.
You will die. Like that. So it's the thing about cleaners and disinfectants that most people don't consider is that when I spray this, if I spray this here and I wipe this down,
I'm gonna smell it over here.
there we go. You're gonna smell it over there. Why? It's gonna smell. What does it smell like inside a pine box?
I don't know.
Because that's the eventual reality.
Oh my god.
The question is, do I want to get there faster or do I want to get there slower? And you can smell great all day long using all the cleaners and disinfectants we have here or over there. I apologize. I don't. The idea being, when I spray the Windex right here, what actually happens? You see the spray hit the TV, right? What happens to the rest of it? Does it all land on the TV, or does particles go into the air? So that smell is actually the chemicals going into this, and yes, part of it, they do it on purpose. It's genius. Does this look harmful? And when you look at that pretty blue color, and when you smell it, you're like, I can handle that. But the particles that come off, oh wow, it was almost me this time. You're usually okay. So the particles that come off of that, we walk in them now. They're on the floor. We drag them with us. We'll take them into our home, into the carpet of our car. We'll take them into the carpet of the bays. Everywhere we go, the particles will land on our clothing. Then think about your shampoo, or your oven cleaners, your counter cleaners, things of that nature. When you spray it, is there going to be a chemical residue that's left behind? And you're going to what that all day long? When you go and you put your hands on your counter, you're going to touch it. What happens when something touches your skin? You what? You absorb it. So you're going to be constantly in contact with these things, and they're not going to be helping you to build health. We spend a lot of time on this, but this one is really simple. We have ibuprofen.
Oh.
What happens if I open this bottle up?
There's a warning label.
Yeah.
For the soundproof.
I was like, you take some?
You're ruining my display.
What happens? No, I don't take that. What happens if I open this bottle up and I take the whole thing?
You got
Oh,
it.
God.
Why?
Toxicity.
Direct toxicity.
Yeah.
Liver, kidney, number 1 and number 2 reasons why NSAIDs and anti-inflammatories or other over-the-counters are the number 1 and number 2 reasons why people report to the hospital for kidney and liver dysfunction throughout the course of the year, every single year in the United States. So yes, these are sold over the counter. They're said to be safe. They're not regulated. However, if I take, let's say I don't take a whole bottle, what happens if I just take a couple on a daily basis? What does that do in here?
Stomach ulcers.
Leads to stomach ulcers. Why?
Because it's eating the lining.
Because it's eating the lining. Is something that is eating the lining,
What
you
I-
defined it from the beginning, is that something we would consider a?
Toxin.
Absolutely. Would everyone agree?
Yeah.
Therefore, if I'm taking these, and even if I just take a little bit of an amount over time, if they're eating at my lining of my gut, and we would call that a toxin, is this a good idea? Okay, so then why do people still do it? Yes, ma'am.
I think that painkillers stay in your body, specifically ibuprofen, for up to like 5 years, I think it is.
You and me, we got to talk about co-op on a science project. You're right.
I like that.
Yeah. So toxicity, in your, I'll take it one step further. Your body holds on to what it can't recognize or break down. Unfortunately, it has to be stored somewhere. You are absolutely correct. What do we need to? What's the biggest thing that we don't really do when it comes to these or any of this right here? What do we do? What do we need to do differently? I want to take a different spin on this.
That's my slide.
Oh, it's your slide. Oh, I'm sorry. Just what?
You gotta change
We
your
have-
behavior.
We have to figure out, you said it right there, we have to change our behavior. So yes, if somebody says, hey look, Dr. Jam or Dr. Nicole, I utilize these in order to get through my day, there's no judgment on our part. You can take anything you want. My outlook is, okay, we know that now. What can we do moving forward? Because what you've done in the past and what you're doing right now in order to be able to get by, nobody wants to struggle with difficulty, no matter what it is from a health perspective.
Well, the fact that they're anti means that there's something else there. So
It's
why are you
inhibiting.
trying to get rid of whatever that is?
It's inhibiting
So
something.
You're
Do
not
the
getting to
other
the
part.
root cause of
Do
why
the
you
other
have
part,
it in the first
which is
place, and that's the
get
problem.
the,
And
get the biology.
And that's really why we do the talks like this, because not everybody knows how to get to the
Sure.
root. Would everyone agree that if you right now, if you were to go to Google or to whatever your search app is and look up headaches, I have headaches regularly, what can I do? Will you get a million different answers?
Yeah, and none of them will be go sit in a meadow and breathe in and relax. They're
Yeah.
gonna be like, go to the doctor,
They're
go
gonna
get
so,
medicine.
so everybody's inundated with it's like drinking from a fire hose worth of information, and most people don't know where to sift it. So that's the whole point of what we're doing and why we're doing this and this right here. It's just that, listen, people are taking antibiotics and they're not gonna stop. People are taking antacids and they're probably not gonna stop, and people are taking laxatives and they're probably not gonna stop. However, if you're armed with the information and the knowledge to understand, one, what happens when you take them, maybe and hopefully on our part, you can choose or decide to do things a little bit differently so that hopefully you don't have to end up here. And if you know somebody who is utilizing these kinds of things, maybe you can let them know or help them to figure out that being proactive may help to keep them from getting to this point. And if anybody in this room is taking something like this and you feel like it's something that Dr. Nicole and myself have not addressed, please schedule a time to sit down and talk with one of us, because our goal is not, we're not medical doctors that prescribe medication. I do not write prescriptions, I'm legally not allowed, and I don't want to. My outlook is that if you're taking a medication, I don't want you to. I'm not allowed to tell you not to take it. It's not what our training is in. However, what we can do is try to figure out, is there a way to help you get to a point to where you no longer need metformin or blood pressure medication or all of the other things that everybody is told, if you're going to be taking this for the rest of your
Life.
So you die.
well, that's usually the end of life.
If it's not taken, then we're gonna die.
Literally, yeah, because right now, what is it, 60% of Gen Xers are on a medication. Our average 60-year-old takes 4 to 5 medications every single day. And then every 10 years, it increases, or, every 70, 80, 90, it just keeps going up and up and up. So if we already have 19 to 34, whatever age they are, 60% of them taking a medication at that age, what does the future look like? Because the most commonly prescribed medications right now have over 100 side effects. So, here, take this antidepressant. Who cares if it eats your gut? We got a med for that. Who cares what that does to you? We got a med for that. So it's just this spiral.
Top 5 most toxic food. Now, I love talking about this topic. Dr. Nicole's probably going to fire me if I go too far in, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. The goal for today is to just give you guys the information, enough so that you're aware. If you need further help with foods and whatnot, I will do a personalized individual nutrition consult with you. It's part of your plan under the chiropractic portion, and I'm happy to do it. I love doing it. If you want to take this one step further and try to figure out, is there something I could be making changes with? I'm absolutely happy to do that. So, fried foods.
Hold on. There is the most toxic food here is processed food. Of all of that, and it's not even on our side.
You know why?
Because it's involved in all of
Because
that.
it's all.
If it has a label, don't eat it. Don't. Processed food, so bad. They have bioengineered food right now. What is that?
A Lego that's not something you can eat, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, it was on the back of a bag of Cheetos that I saw. It said bioengineered food.
Publix had a chicken leg, I swear it was this big around, I'm thinking that's not natural.
You know how they do that? You know how they make them that thing?
Steroids.
Barley, go ahead. Amy, I
They
saw
take a syringe and stuff and shove it in there before they package it.
Yep, they go ahead and that's why when you cook it, it decreases in size every time. So what I would challenge everybody to do this. Go to any local grocery store and try to find the most natural full chicken or chicken breast package you can. Organic, properly raised, non-antibiotic, yada yada yada, all the different information. And then take it and put it up to next to what is, I would say, whatever the cheapest type of the exact same thing is. Chicken breast or thighs or a full one itself, and look at the size difference. There is you will find a chicken that will be this big, and then you will take it and you will set it next to an organic or properly raised one, and it will go, what happened? What?
And it's $12 more a pound.
And it's not because the chicken on the right just came from good breeding.
No.
There's a reason why they grow the way that they grow, and it's not like, I don't know if you've looked into any of the farming videos where they show animals being raised, but there's a reason why in a lot of those videos the chickens can't stand, or they have difficulties with function, because they're being grown so heavy that their bodies can't support it, and that's not a natural process. So remember this is probably one of the most powerful ones I
Let's
can
go
tell you.
into that, because this is not important.
So
Not as important as what you're gonna say.
So this all goes into that. It all ties in. So anybody ever heard the statement of "you are what you eat"? Who can take it one step further? You are what you eat and what it ate, what it drank, what it absorbed, what it had injected, what everything. Because our skin absorbs stuff, right? What happens with animals? Do they absorb things in their surroundings? Does it go into their tissues? Has anybody ever seen a documentary where they say that, we took the animals, we took them to the slaughterhouse, excuse me, cover your ears, and we broke down all the tissue and we got rid of all the bad stuff. It's just protein and it's just muscle tissue now. No, right? Because if you go out and you buy a chicken leg, the tissue that was on there that absorbed the chemicals that the chicken was exposed to throughout the course of life, you're eating that now. So you are what you eat and what it ate. The same principle applies to plants. It's not just animals. So, which is why when people say, toxic sprays and things of that nature, they're not dangerous, they're not harmful, they don't matter. What do you think happens? So if you take Windex and you go spray that plant over there day after day, and this is your watering mechanism, what happens to that plant? That plant can go how long without water?
Not long.
A lot longer when I was
We
taking charge.
went months without
We
water.
went months without water. If I go over there and I do this for a week, what happens to that plant? And it's not because it's lacking in water, it's because somebody is clogging its pores. So the same principle applies with food. Because your plants, over time, they're built to absorb the chemistry that goes in them. I mean, that's just the way that it is.
Yeah, this aside, the most important thing when it comes to food is the meat, like Dr. Jim said. So, does everyone know that we want to get grass-fed, grass-finished beef, pasture-raised chicken, no hormones, no antibiotics, and anything, and then in our fish, if you're not buying wild-caught fish, please start. They feed farm-raised fish, chicken. And
that they
eat
fed
it.
antibiotics.
That they fed, yeah. So
Yeah, and then the dyes, and yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
You've never seen a salmon swimming upstream and grab a chicken off the bank?
Yeah, to pull it back in.
Think about it.
So
So
we're-
bad.
so we're
Is
part of
chicken
it.
a natural dietary option for most salmon? Probably
The
not.
weird thing is they fed them the antibiotics. Well, then I shouldn't get sick. But that part doesn't go through. It's just all the toxins part.
So,
But if you look at that, 2 rounds of antibiotics in 1 year increases your risk of depression by 60%.
wow.
Because
Anybody know why?
Because your
Gut health.
Because what is your gut made of?
yeah.
Your flora.
Your gut flora, your microbiome is responsible for producing what? A lot of things, but what's the big one when it comes to mental health?
Serotonin.
Serotonin. What happens if you disrupt or break down the microbiome in the gut? Serotonin gets out of whack. What happens if serotonin gets out of whack? We have it right now. It's prescribed to half of the teenagers alive. Antidepressants. So, do we want to take care of our microbiome?
Yeah.
So avoid the previous slide, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that, and then looking at the clean 15, dirty dozen when it comes to fruits and vegetables.
Clean 15 dirty dozen. Write it down. Look it up. It's really simple. You will probably have it on any app that is available. Once we get there.
You can Google it. It does change
Year to
every
year.
year. So anything that's on the clean 15 has less pesticides sprayed on it, or isn't going to absorb them. If it's on the dirty dozen, That's something like tomatoes have been on there forever because they have that soft outer layer. They're gonna absorb all of the pesticides that were sprayed on them. They're heavily sprayed with pesticides, made non-GMO or made GMO. So that's why the things on the Dirty Dozen, you absolutely want to buy organic. If it's in the Clean 15, you can get away with not buying them organic. So
Another little tip trick, if it comes with a hard shell on the outside, it has a better protective layer. Pineapples, avocados, things of that nature. The thicker skin helps to protect the actual inner fruit from the pesticides easier than a soft shell or no shell, if you will.
So if you want to start detoxing, you can definitely change up the things that you're eating. You want to.
It's really, so when you think of detox, when you're going to give the body what it needs, quality of course is important, but real food is the most important part. Does anybody know what I mean when I say real food?
Like Whole Foods?
So can you tell me what a whole food is?
No.
Good.
Food bag. What were you saying?
No ingredient.
What's the difference between a food and a product?
Processing.
A product is
Yeah.
label.
But, there we go, here we go, we're on the right track here. Tell me what you want about. So how is it?
The label.
So,
If it's a label, it's that.
I don't have anything. Is this a product or a food?
Right.
If it has an ingredients list, it's called a what?
Product.
Yeah.
Does real food have an ingredients list?
No.
No,
On
it's
your banana, it
it's
says,
apple.
it said banana.
orange,
Yeah.
beef. So, we have to start with natural foods. A whole food is something that hasn't been broken down and made into a product. So, things that help the body to naturally detoxify, antioxidants, cruciferous vegetables, omega-3 fatty acids, great for the heart and the blood, they're anti-inflammatory. Turmeric, what does turmeric help the body do?
Inflammation.
Inflammation widespread. And how do we make absorption of turmeric better?
Pepper.
Add in black pepper. Why? What does it help to do with the inside?
Open it up.
It allows for better absorption. Increases your absorption. So, one good step in helping the body to detoxify is in eating the things that help support the body's natural detoxification process. Not eliminating the things we don't need, and adding in things that the body uses better.
Yeah. So if you are going to take the omega-3s and by supplement and not by eating them, you want to make sure that your supplements are healthy. Does anybody know how to do that? Like
Look
you
at
go
the
to.
list of stuff on it.
Huh?
Look at the list of stuff. Read the label.
Are you sure?
Does the label always tell the truth?
I don't know.
FDA approved though.
Yeah, if FDA approved it, it's probably good. No, there have been studies over the last 20 years of supplements, and every 5 years, somebody does a new one where they go to Walgreens, CVS, even GNC was on one that was.
2015, Walgreens, GNC, Target, Walmart.
Yeah, so they do this every few years, and they find every time they test the supplements, that there are things in the supplements that are not actually on the label.
And things that are on the label that may not be in the supplement.
Oh yeah.
So if you are going to buy a supplement, you want to make sure it's third-party tested. Because that means an independent company took that supplement, analyzed it, determined exactly what was in it, and said, yes, this is what's in it. The problem with the FDA is that when they did that 2015 study, they found, I think it was 2,000 supplements that needed to be recalled, and they only recalled 756 of them. The other 1,200 got to stay out on the shelves. No one did anything about them. People are just going to Walgreens and saying, oh, women's multivitamin, I'll take that. It's here. They wouldn't sell it if it's bad for me, right? So it's fine. Unfortunately, supplements are something that if you're gonna buy them, you need to spend money on them. And I'm not saying spend an arm and a leg, but if you're going to Walgreens and getting vitamin C for $10, it's probably bad. I hate that things are that way because I feel like I spend more money on supplements than food at this point. But that's just how our world is. So if you do want to try to find something affordable, you want to make sure it's third-party tested. If you're getting your supplements at Costco, Walgreens, Walmart, there's a 90% chance that they're not good. third party tested. And then the second one is you want to look for things that are whole food based, so that we're not getting synthetic product. We used to have a slide, I thought about that this morning, we should have put it in here. It was a guy that took a Centrum on 4 days. Centrum Silver used to be the leading men's supplement on Amazon.
I think it's still, that's close, right?
And it shows the x-ray of him from here to here, and you can see the Centrum in 4 different spots, and each one is a different size. But the one that's about to be excreted from his colon is almost the same size as the one he took that day. So
Which means what?
It's
He didn't absorb any of it, so he's got expensive what?
Poop.
Boo-boos. I got my boo-boos is extremely rich in vitamins. I got great nutrients coming out of it.
our thing is it's better to test than to just guess. So, but if you aren't taking a supplement, a multivitamin would be what I would start with in today's world, because our food is so depleted of vitamins and minerals. And then thank God we have summer coming up, so we can all get some vitamin D. But if you don't go outside every day and get in the sun, you need to be taking vitamin D, D3, and you want it with K2 so that you can absorb it.
And
Yeah.
regulate bone density better.
If you found that you had any of those symptoms that I listed in the previous slide, or even if you don't have symptoms, what's the worst way to judge our health? Anybody know?
How we feel.
Yes,
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 ma'am.
great numbers.
Fun.
I've met most of you at events. So judging our health off of how we feel is the worst way. So we could, living in today's world, be super toxic and have absolutely no idea. Or you could be a person that has that list of symptoms that I had up before. We do have 2 detox supplements here that we sell in our office. They rebranded, so we got a new box. This is what you want medicine. So I'm just gonna go through them. If you guys want to jumpstart the detoxing process, these are on sale today, both the detox system and the digestion and detox. This is one of the strongest detox supplements I have ever found, and I have looked to see if there are any other ones around. The cell detox, you take 2 in the morning, it goes into your cells, binds to the toxins, and then flushes them into your bloodstream. The one that you take at night flushes out your body. So it has activated charcoal and some other stuff to push everything out. It also has green coffee bean and what is it, chlorella. Can't say words today apparently. Ashwagandha, it has a bunch of good stuff in it so that you're not completely depleting yourself. So it's kind of building you up and detoxing you at the same time. So this is an actual cell detox. It's not a cleanse, it's not a colon cleanse. It goes into the cells of the body and cleans the toxins out of them. That's what this detox system is. If you've never detoxed before, I would highly recommend doing one of these, especially if you're dealing with weight loss resistance. I have people that take this. Yes.
Go ahead.
I have people that take this and start losing weight. It's not a weight loss supplement, but people will lose 5 to 15 pounds. If that is why you can't lose weight when you start taking that. Yes.
Should I drink water if I'm taking a detox
Yes.
supplement?
Even more
And
important.
Why?
Because
Flushes out.
thank you. Yes. Because it flushes out. MaxLiving recommendation on this is to do a 3-month cycle at first, and then do it once a quarter moving forward, just to make sure, because you could do all the healthy stuff in the world, you're gonna walk outside and somebody's car is gonna put off fumes and you're gonna absorb toxins, right? So we're always gonna come in contact with toxins. So
You're safe as long as you don't leave here.
right.
Never.
As you start to clear stuff out, that's a great way to clear it out of your body. Our digestion and detox supplement, this is specifically for detoxing the gut. Does everybody know what glyphosate is?
Say it
Who
again.
knows what glyphosate is?
Glyphosate.
It's the crap they put on food it's like a,
Who's heard of
Herbicide.
Roundup?
yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay, Roundup, if you think Roundup, think glyphosate. Think glyphosate, think Monsanto. Who knows what Monsanto is?
The devil.
It's
Chemical company.
a chemical company. Are chemical companies there for the great, the benefit of our health?
No.
No,
No.
their health.
Okay. So anybody heard of Frankenfood? Frankenfoods?
No.
Food that doesn't die, or food that is allowed to grow in areas where it should never be grown. Lots of Roundup, lots of GMOs. They all work
Yeah.
together. hence glyphosate.
Yeah, they kill your gut. There's a reason why the people who spray the plants wear the protection, end up getting cancer and die still.
Right.
Digestion and detox has prebiotics, probiotics, parabiotics, and postbiotics in it. It will go into your gut, it clears glyphosate out, but the awesome thing about it is it will put a protective layer in your gut, so if you do consume foods that have been sprayed with glyphosate, your gut won't absorb them. It also helps to move microplastics out of the gut as well. So this one is specifically for your gut. If you're having GI issues, this is a great place to start with that. So, yes.
Dr. Nicole, I once heard, is it true that microplastics are circulating throughout my body on a regular basis?
Yes.
How much? And why would I need to get them out of my gut?
Well, it depends on who you ask. Some people say we have a whole plastic spoon inside of us. Other people say a credit card sized worth. And now they're finding it in fetal tissue, placentas. What was it, 97% of the men that they studied, it was in their testes. So just hanging out in there. Which, if you guys want to start cleaning stuff or getting cleaner stuff in your life, we have these 2 apps that you can use. Yuka and then the Environmental Healthy Living app. Environmental Working Group is a company that measures toxicity in products, and they update stuff all the time. They even measure what's in our water. Like you can type in your zip code and see what's in there. So
That's cool.
yeah. So check out their website if you're really getting into this stuff. But these are 2 apps you can use to scan products. So you can download the Yuka or Environmental Working Groups app. You scan the barcodes on things, and then it'll tell you a rating of how toxic it is. And even better, if you click on it, it tells you why it's toxic. So that's awesome to me because it kind of takes the guesswork out of what you're doing. With this stuff, if you're switching things out, like I said, take baby steps. So why is the nervous system important? Most of us are patients.
It controls everything in our body.
Yeah. Well, that's what How does that work?
Good job. It can, your mind, your body, your bladder, how does it work?
Yeah. How does your nervous system control everything in your entire body?
Whatever it is.
All the synapses and all those things.
Wi-Fi box.
But it's like it makes it all work, and then if it's clogged up, it doesn't work.
Yeah. So your brain right now is sending signals down the spinal cord, out the nerves, telling every cell, tissue, and organ in your entire body how to function. So it does that by sending those signals through these nerves and out, right? Which is why it's so important to have our spine in alignment and why we do what we do. We all know the position the spine's supposed to be in, right?
Kind of.
Anybody remember me teaching them this? 3 curves from the side, perfectly straight from the front, and the hips level. Why is this bad?
If something's not flowing correctly.
Because it's pinching the nerves. That's why they made it, like they made a point to go into schools and check all kids for scoliosis, because there's literally pinching off the communication between the brain and the body. And 90% of the time scoliosis hits the upper back right here. Where do these nerves go? Anybody remember?
To the brain?
To the heart and lungs.
Okay.
Yeah, from the brain down and out to the heart and lungs, also go back up, because the heart and lungs need to talk to the brain, right? Do you have anything to add to that?
You got it.
Okay. How many of you knew this before you met us?
What?
The 12, 14 years.
How many of you knew
That the spine
the
was like the
importance
biggie
of
biggie?
having?
That the spine was the biggie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I think we all think it's the brain, we all think it's the heart, but it's like, no, it's gotta get somewhere. It's gotta have a path.
What were you gonna say?
Dr. John Burton.
Okay, nice. 12% of Americans actually see a chiropractor or have ever stepped foot into a chiropractic office right now, which is crazy to me because when we have babies, what do they check babies for? Literally everything. Come get weighed every week. Let's see how tall they are. What do their teeth look like? Let's measure them. No one ever checks the spine. Do you know that 90% of babies that are born vaginally in America have misalignments in the upper neck? And if you think about Christopher Reeve, Everybody remember him? Most
Yep.
of us remember him, you probably don't. You weren't even alive, probably.
Superman.
You definitely weren't. He damaged the top 2 bones in his neck. They shifted the width of my pinky finger into his spinal cord and shut everything down. Now, thank God none of us are living with that. But if we have a baby and this is shifted out of alignment, that's that same thing on a much lower level. And that's gonna affect everything all the way down. But nobody says, oh, go get your baby adjusted. Does anybody know what a baby adjustment looks like? Besides you, because your babies get adjusted here. You literally use the amount of pressure you would use to check if a tomato's right. That's what you do. And you just put your finger on the bone and you vibrate on it and it shifts back into alignment. It's an awesome thing. And what happens after they get adjusted? Would you mind sharing?
Poop.
Yep, they poop. When your babies can't poop, what do you do? Yep, get them adjusted. And that's just a baby. But we look at that with kids, and then we live our life on technology and doing all of this stuff, and our spine's shifting out of alignment, and then we end up being the average 60-year-old on 4 to 5 medications and wonder, like, where did this all start? Well, you never took care of the most important system in your body in the first place. So, if you guys do have friends that aren't seeing a chiropractor, I would highly encourage you to invite them to come to our dinner. It is on Monday the 27th. This one we are hosting in the office. We're going to be catering in fresh necks. Yeah. We're going to cater in fresh necks, and you get to eat for free and listen to us do. It will actually be a 20-minute health talk. This is a great way to help reach out to other people and teach them what we do in this office. Because what you're saying, if they knew what you knew, they would do
What you
If
do.
they knew
Yeah.
what you do, if they knew what you know, then they could do the same thing. If they don't know what you know, then they can't.
Yeah.
And who's ever said, if I knew then,
Yes.
what I know?
Yes.
Okay, well, they are living with that reality. Who in here thought about one person today? Raise your hand. Was there anybody in your life, a friend, coworker, a family member, a church member, anything, you were like, that's Tommy, Joey, 67. Or maybe somebody thought that was me, but whatever it may be, they don't know any of the information you now know. If you learned, did anybody learn one thing today? Raise your hand if you learned one, just one. Okay, well then the mission accomplished for us. Our outlook is always, if you know something, it's,
That's your sin.
I know. I don't believe that I or anyone has the responsibility to fix the world. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
However, I would say that if you know something that can be helpful, you have a responsibility, in my opinion, to be willing to share it. At least be willing to be helpful. That's just being a good human. And it's a good idea. So if you know something that could help others, and you harbor it, and you hold it, and you do nothing with it, you're not helping anyone.
That's true.
Just be helpful. Be caring. Have a heart for people.
Yep. So where do we start now that we're, do we go where you want me to go?
Absolutely. One, pick anything. If you look at your entire diet, everything you eat, if you look at your fridge, you're like, I don't want them checking back there on the right side. Somebody's gonna be barking at me. Look for one thing over the next week or the next month. If you change one thing in your diet per month for 12 months, that's a good amount of changes. 12. If you told me, Jim, I need you to go change 12 things, I'm gonna break into sweats. I don't like change at all. If I'm changing something, you're gonna have to drag me along to do it. So 12 things, 12 changes over the course of the year. If it's just food, that's a big deal. That would be a good effort, good moving in the right direction. And please, whatever you do, everyone, don't walk out of here and go, all right, I'm gonna have to buy some big trash bins. Everything's going in the bin. We're starting over. When you go home, try to pick one thing in any area. One thing in a diet, or go to the bathroom where you're cleaning items. Pick one thing. 10 to 20 minutes of you time. This is really so you can get your mind right.
Is that per year?
Huh?
Per year?
If this was just per year, if you change 5 things per year, that's 50 things over the next 50 years.
I meant the you time per year.
10 to 20 minutes of you time. Who gets 10 to 20 minutes of you time right now already?
Every
Daily.
day.
Per day.
Per day.
Every day.
Okay. Who in here knows that they should have 10 to 20 minutes of you time every day?
I know it.
Okay, because the first one where I said who in here gets 10 to 20 minutes of you time every day, every hand in the room should go up. We all know it, but we only had a few hands go up. So, how do we fix that?
Get a nanny.
We apply. The mom part, parent part, that's challenging. But however, we gotta work in a way to try and get some you time. And no matter how you do it, you have to have some you time. Walk. Who knows the stat on walking?
The stat.
The stat on walking. It's 3 to 5 times per week, roughly 150 minutes worth of actual active activity with movement that is outside of the I walk to the bathroom. I walk to the kitchen. I walk back to the bed. Like, that's not that considered. But if you go on a walk, they say that 150 minutes of active exercise, roughly 3 to 5 walks per week, will decrease your risk of
All-cause mortality.
every type of death. You
All
decrease your
deaths.
risk of every type of death by roughly 30%, 24 to 30%. We're all good, but I just want to make mine a little bit longer. And most importantly, what do we got to take care of? How do you take care of the brain? By making sure that it can go where? Everywhere it needs to get to. So get adjusted.
So,
That's
it.
that's all, folks.
Before we close out, yeah, you can clap. My awesome friend Amy brought in, she is the crunchiest, cleanest,
She's a big tree hugger.
tree hugging hippie that we know. She was awesome and brought in a bunch of her non-toxic products. So if you guys want to see some brands, some places to start, we're not going to have her stand up and talk in front of everybody, but we can come up and kind of check them out up front if you want. Yeah,
Can
if
I
not,
go one thing?
yeah,
up front? Is
yeah,
that cool?
yeah, come on.
Alright, so cleaning products generally suck when they're healthy, right? So, this is Branch Basics. It's a super non-toxic, third-party tested, yada yada. It comes in one concentrate, and then it comes in different, and then you put it in different bottles to different levels. This is the one that uses the most. So this lasts a long time, right? This is for bathrooms and kitchens and yada yada. This is for windows, use 1 drop. It lasts
One
a
drop
long
for
time.
water?
1 drop for, yeah. So this whole, you fill it to there, and you do 1 drop.
And no, we don't have an affiliate commission.
No, I don't have it affiliated. Yeah. But like they have dishwasher pods, they have oxygen boosts for your laundry. It is a great company. You can get it, you can do a subscription, and just 10 out of 10 recommend. It works, which is the part that gets me
So
going.
many
right?
don't.
No, they suck.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it smells
Yeah.
better. so
Everybody give Amy a round of applause.
Yay.
For being a good human.